All right, let's get into this. This is the first ever 5 for 5. This is a show where I bring you 5 topics of whatever happened in the sports world and try and get it in 5 minutes. So, with the NFL draft only a matter of weeks away, I figured we're going to have a look at some wide receivers that are a little bit more unexpected, if you would, undervalued, just maybe have a bit more value. And this receiving class is dominated by 3 individuals. That would be Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, and Devontae Smith. And last few seasons, we've definitely seen a lot more value come from the later rounds in receivers. So these are a few that we can look at. So to start off, we're going to go to Tywan Wallace out of Oklahoma State, the 5'11" wide receiver. He ran a 4.49 40-yard dash at his pro day, and over his career, he had 205 catches for 3,434 yards, 26 touchdowns over 44 games. Pretty good numbers. He was very dominant, made first team or Big 12 in his final season at Oklahoma State. Now, his comparisons in the NFL will be a bit like your Tyler Lockett's or your Michael Gallups. He's very explosive, very fun to watch, very productive. He should fit in well. His releases could be a concern, but as a Z receiver, it may not be the biggest deal, but it'll be interesting to see how he pans out. He could be a very exciting player to watch. Going down to another big player, fun player to watch, Elijah Moore from Ole Miss. 5'9", ran a 4.35 yard 40-yard dash, had 189 catches for 2,441 yards, 6 touchdowns over 32 games. He opted out for the final games of his season, and I think that just makes these numbers even more impressive because he was first team All SEC and led the FBS in catches. Reliable, tough, just an all-round great slot receiver. Like, he's played alongside the likes of DK Metcalf and AJ Brown, so he could be a valuable. His size, that may worry you. I don't think it should worry you too much, but we'll see. He also compares well to Tyler Lockett and Emmanuel Sanders. Again, Tyler Lockett, first 2 guys. A lot of Seahawks comparisons, as we'll see. Moving on, these next 3 are maybe a bit more day 3 picks. 2 of them are very much projects, like your DK Metcalf, as we'll get into. So now, Nico Collins did opt out of his final season, so his numbers aren't as impressive, but he still had 78 catches for 1,388 yards, 13 touchdowns over 29 games. Now, he draws comparisons to DK Metcalf, as I said, but also a bit of Michael Pittman Jr. As I said, he opted out, so that could hurt his stock, but that's why we're doing this, because there are a lot of players whose stock sort of is knocked because of that opt-out and the whole COVID seasons, but his biggest trait too is his athleticism. He's 6'4" and runs a 4.45 40-yard dash. Very impressive, but his route running is a little bit. His breaks may hinder him, but again, we saw DK Metcalf is tearing it up. So maybe the right quarterback, the right system could turn him into a bit of a stud. Now, similar with that, Sammy Fayeko from Stanford, 6'4" and ran a 4.43 40-yard dash. In his career, he had 62 catches for 1,146 yards, 9 touchdowns over 22 games. In his final season, he was first team All Pac-12, and his athleticism is definitely his biggest trait. I mean, still another 6'4", running a 4.4 40. They're impressive numbers. So again, but another thing I think to add, he's good on special teams. Now, Bill Belichick's really appreciate that, so that could be a big plus for him, as he is still definitely a growing receiver. There's still some headaches and stuff, so it'll be interesting. He could definitely make a career for himself as a special teamer and potentially grow into a good X receiver for a team. So to finish it up, we've got Jalen Darden from North Texas, the slot receiver, 5'7", ran a 4.44 40-yard dash. He had 230 catches for 2,782 yards, 38 touchdowns over 48 games. Now, he was first team All-American, and this guy is fun to watch. I watched a lot of North Texas for some reason. Don't ask why. Now, some will say his competition is his downfall. It could be, but he was still playing with horrendous quarterback play, so that elevates it as well. Very interesting to see how he will be used. He is so fun to watch, very elusive, breaks a lot of tackles, speed. He's a fun player. So, right system again. A bit similar to Darnell Mooney if you watched his tape. Very streaky down the field, breaks some tackles, and also Jameson Crowder. So, they were 5 receivers. Now, this class is stacked with depth. These were the 5 that I found fun to watch and kind of hoping I want to see them do well, but they're still like Damie Brown, Amari Rogers, Tamarian Terry, just to name a few. This class is loaded, so I could make a whole another 5 for 5 on these. Now, I'm a bit rusty. Didn't have my partner in crime, that is my co-host, Caitlin from the Unexpected Podcast. Make sure you go check that out. And we have all kinds of great content over there, and I'm experimenting here, so it's going to be a bit rusty for the first few times, but I'm going to get maybe 2-3 of these out a week because there's a lot going on in the world of sport, so I find this is a good little way to sort of get a bit more content out there, get a bit of more information for everyone. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed. Make sure you go follow us on Twitter at The Unexpected Pod. Follow me on Twitter as well, Timothy Croonen. Maybe I'll start tweeting. Go check out our Instagrams, The Unexpected Pod as well. And yeah, make sure you check the podcast. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. We're going to have boatloads of content coming out. It's going to be so fun. Please leave a like or a dislike if you really didn't like this and you think Australian talking about American is just the dumbest thing, because hey, maybe it is. But please also give some feedback on how I can improve this. Maybe you want a few more advanced stats or less. But yeah, I'll look to improve these with you guys and hopefully we can grow together. Peace out. Have a good one.